So we're up here at Nia Bay doing a little fishing for a little black rockfish and some lingcod. We wanted to roll in a little bit of footage and a couple pieces on a couple of fillet knives here that we've been working with. Just compare and contrast and see what you think of them. So what we got here, we got 4 fillet knives, and they're all 9-inch fillet knives. Start with the oldest and the most basic one. That's just a regular old Rapala Fishing Fillet, 9-inch, wooden handle. It does have a rat tail tang all the way through it. They don't say much about this. They talk about Swedish steel. Best I can determine, Rapala is probably using something like 12C27, which is common in Amora. Fairly fine grained stainless steel. Takes an edge really well. Doesn't hold an edge all that well, but fish aren't that hard to clean usually. I don't remember what I paid for this. I've had this thing for 20 years at least, so I probably paid, you know, 20 couple bucks for it or something. The nice thing about these is they're very flexible, right? You can see the flex in the blade there. And the blade is fairly slim, so it makes for just good ergonomics. I like this handle just fine. Some people don't like the wooden handle. I like it, but you can get this with a rubberized handle as well. Next up is this Bubba that you've probably seen before. That's just a 9-inch taper flex Bubba. You know, you either love them or you hate them. A lot of people bitch about them. I like the handles on the Bubba knives. They're very comfortable. They do have a coating on them that makes them smooth. The steel's not that great. HCR MOV 13, I believe, is what they use. And essentially, it's just a knockoff of Japanese AUS 8 stainless. Again, though, this is a tapered flex, so it is very flexible and comes in handy for stuff like that. I don't find that they hold a bad edge. They're fairly easy to sharpen. I would say for what you get with this knife, they're overly priced. They're overpriced by quite a bit, because that knife is $69. That's probably at least $20 to $30 more than it needs to be based on the quality of the components. This one I just got, another direct-to-consumer company. This is Kastking. I have not used this one, so we'll use this one tomorrow and see if we can roll in some footage. That's also got some fairly aggressive taper. They are claiming this to be German 4116, which I believe is a Krupp steel, or it was originally made by Krupp. I don't know who's making it now. I would be shocked if they actually used German steel in it, but that's what they're describing it as, because most of these Kastking products are Chinese, overseas type stuff. But I like the flexibility of this one as well. It's got a stiffer tip, but it does have some flexibility down here in the belly down here. I don't see a through tang on this one, but the handle on this one is very comfortable. It's nice and wide, grippy, and fills the hand well. So we're going to try that one out tomorrow and see how it holds up. Again, all 3 of these are fairly basic steels. I mean, they're stainless, but they're nothing special. So then I decided, well, let's see what all the hype's about. And I bought this ding dong thing. It's the Benchmade Fish Crafter. Comes in a fancy box, which I don't know why you'd want to keep the box anyway. Throw it away. Comes with a cleaning cloth, which you're never going to use. Plastic sheath. And there's the knife itself. We actually used this one today. Pete used it for cleaning some stuff. This one, I should have covered the price point here, 29 bucks. So 29 bucks, mid-20s, 69 bucks. This son of a bitch is 260 fucking dollars. Oops, sorry. Anyway, there's no way that it's 10 times as good as either one of these knives, but that's kind of what we wanted to try and check. This one is made with Magna Cut, which is a very fine grain powder, crucible powder metallurgy steel. So it's got extremely fine grain and should get really, really sharp and slicey, but you're paying a lot for that very fine grain steel. And then when you pay that much for a knife, you get this piece of shit on it. Look at this handle. It's awful. I mean, that wouldn't even be a good handle for a steak knife, in my opinion. It doesn't fill the hand. It's very small. My hands aren't huge. I wear a large size glove, and if you were any bigger than that, you'd be hanging off the end of it. So this is an absolute fail right here for Benchmade on the handle. But it looked like the knife actually did some good work when we did some. This one's quite a bit stiffer than the other three. So we're going to put them all to work there and see what we can come up with and see which one we like the best. I'm guessing it probably won't be this one, although Magna Cut is some pretty nice steel. I know that. I'm just not sure it's the appropriate steel for this. I mean, it's very expensive. It's probably up to task. It's just that the way that it's ground and that handle, I just don't think they did the best job that they could on this, and it's probably one of the few products I've ever seen from Benchmade that I found to be disappointing right out of the box. So we're going to use it tomorrow, clean some ling cod and stuff with it, see what they come up with, and we'll roll some of that footage in here, and you guys can tell us what you think of them. And we're gonna try roll some of this fillet knife footage in here. Not so much because we're experts at filleting anything, but we just want to show you the knives. That's pretty much it.
Start with Rapala.
Don't you hate that one?
I do, but we'll do one each.
Okay. That one's done, right? Because you hate it. So these are all 9-inch fillet knives. That's the old standard Rapala. It's about a, I don't know, $20 couple dollar fillet knife, and I found it to be pretty functional over the years.
Actually, not bad. Okay, so that's that one. And here's the Benchmade.
Yeah, the Benchmade we ran yesterday, and the steel is super nice in that thing. Has a good bevel and a good edge. The handle absolutely sucks. I think we covered that ad nauseum. It's not something I probably won't use it as a fillet knife. I'll probably throw it in the kitchen and use it for stuff like that. Simply because the handle is just not great for this kind of stuff.
You can tell the steel is high quality. Kastking.
And that's the one we haven't touched yet, and that's the one I suspect is going to be a really good one. 29 bucks from Kastking. Very flexible, has a great handle on it.
This is butter.
And it's not anything fancy. It's 4116 German stainless is what they claim it to be, which should be a decent steel for a fillet knife. It goes right through them. Huh?
Motherfucker. I threw the fillet.
You threw the fillet in.
Dumbass.
Well, we'll just not put that on.
And here's Bubba.
That's kind of a known quantity. I'm not sure that one's all that sharp, really.
It's not.
But we've been using that one a lot up here over the years. And for the ribs and the skin and stuff like that, the smaller Ultraflex knife does a great job of it.
My favorite, Kastking.
That's good, because that's your knife when we're done with this trip. I'm trying to do.
Alright, try that.
It's so, the blade is so fine on that
Yeah.
one. Got to get some use out of a knife you spent $260 on. It's a nice knife. It cuts great, man.
This is incredible. Like, I have a shitload of Bubbas, but I might have a shitload of Kastkings by the time this fucking year's over. Holy hell.
Nice part about those is they're dirt cheap, right? That Bubba is 69 bucks. That's a $29 knife right there. So even if you got to sharpen it till there ain't nothing left, you can replace it every year. Now Addicted is selling one, or was selling one, that is fairly high end as well, but I haven't seen it for sale. Right, Cameron Black speaks highly of it, and I've seen him fillet some fish with it, and he does a hell of a job. Of course, he fillets more fish than I've ever filleted in my life, usually in a weekend probably.
Yeah.
I would put that one on top of this $260 knife.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not in edge holding and all that, but
Look at that.
I prefer a little bit more flexible than less. But so I don't dislike this knife, but it's not my favorite, and it should be for what you fucking pay for it. I'm just curious how that edge is holding up on that one.
Money.
Dexter Russell's a really good brand as well. Nothing special. I've got a couple of them, I just don't happen to have one with me. So what I should have bought instead of all this is just a couple of Kastking knives, and we could have been done with this, right?
Yeah.